Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about herpes simplex virus. The herpes simplex virus is basically of two types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is causing orofacial infection. That means this virus are active on the facial and oral surfaces. In type 2, the virus is active in genital surfaces. So type 2 causes genital infections. Most of the people are infected with the type 1 virus, that is orofacial infection, which is spread during the childhood. But type 2 virus is not there actually, because type 2 virus happens in adulthood with the sexual activity. The very important feature of this herpes simplex virus is that it remains latent in most cases. It remains latent in sensory ganglia of trigeminal nerve and sacral ganglia. It reactivates with the trigger. And what kind of triggers? That may be trauma, it may be fever, stress, menstruation, ultraviolet light. All these triggers causes reactivation of this virus. Now, primary facial herpes is actually asymptomatic. So most of us or most of the population has this particular infection of this particular virus, but it is asymptomatic. Only sometimes lesion can be seen, like oral mucosa on lips and on eyes. These kind of lesions can be seen in only some of the cases. Otherwise it is asymptomatic. But primary genital herpes is not asymptomatic, it is severe actually. It starts with erythema, vesicle, ulcers and crusting. Also we can see lymphadenopathy, fever, malaise, retention of urine, and those things last for 2 weeks. Then it is self-healing, it heals by itself, but again it can reactivate, or again it can do a recurrent episode, but the recurrent episode and reactivations are less severe. The diagnosis is made by the examination, general physical examination, and confirmed by the PCR test, that is genetic test. How you manage this thing? For example, if it is we are discussing here mainly the genital herpes. So how you manage this primary genital herpes in first or second trimester? You go with tablet acyclovir 400 mg TDS for 5 days. Acyclovir is very safe, well tolerated, and we have a long history with acyclovir in pregnancy. So up far it is not teratogenic, so we can use it very safely. Uh, if remember, if it is happens in first and second trimester, then you can go for vaginal delivery, because whenever the genital herpes is there, we have a high risk of neonatal transmission. So what we want to do, we want to cut that neonatal transmission. So if delivery is not going to happen in next 2 to 3 months, then you can treat first this virus with acyclovir, and that after 2 to 3 months, once the virus load is down, you can go for vaginal delivery. Okay. And at the time of vaginal delivery, again to reconfirm, start acyclovir from 36 weeks, acyclovir TDS daily till delivery. This will also decrease the recurrence and also viral shedding. So what I am trying to say you, if you get any patient of genital herpes in first and second trimester, obviously you will treat her with acyclovir. But what you should know, that you have to prevent that particular genital transmission of herpes to the neonatus, which happens with the vaginal delivery. Okay, if you go for cesarean section, it is not going to be there, but if you go for vaginal delivery with active disease, the transmission is going to be there for fetus. So when we are treating this disease in first and second trimester, we know that we have a time, and the baby will deliver at the end of third trimester. So we have a time in which we will do a treatment with acyclovir. But again you have to start the acyclovir at 36 weeks till delivery. Okay. Now what happens if you deliver what happens if you get patient of herpes simplex virus in third trimester? So if there is an active disease and if vaginal delivery happens, then 41% risk of neonatal transmission is there. Remember, 41%, that is very high. So if vaginal deliveries happen If vaginal delivery happen within 6 weeks of appearance of the lesions, that means when the lesion is appearing, we have the active disease up to 6 weeks. Go for cesarean section. Don't go for vaginal delivery because you will eventually transmit the virus to the fetus. Okay, but if you have treated the virus, before 6 weeks of delivery, then you can go for vaginal delivery. Okay, again, the choice is again cesarean section. Okay, but still you can go for vaginal delivery if you want. So, what happens when the patient comes to you in labor and there is a history of there is a history of active lesions of HSV? What you should do within 6 weeks? So you know that there is a risk of neonatal transmission. What you can do, you can't go directly to cesarean sections when the patient is already in labor. So if you try that, okay, fine, but if the active labor is happening, then it is not possible to go for cesarean section. Then what you can do, you can go for IV acyclovir, intravenous acyclovir. Avoid fetal blood sampling, avoid forceps, avoid any invasive procedures to the fetus. Also try to avoid episiotomy. With the recurrent infection, for example, if the patient has a recurrent infection, then we know that the antibodies against this virus is already there, and those antibodies are already transferred to the neonate. So the chances of neonate transfer remains very low, that is 0 to 3%. So vaginal delivery can be performed if active lesion is seen at the time of delivery of recurrent infection. So if you find out any active lesion, you should have the history with the conversation with the patient, that if they have the history again before, and if they have been treated or if they have been diagnosed before of herpes, so you can tell that this is a recurrent infection, and this time you can go for vaginal delivery without any problem. Okay, but still, again, tablet acyclovir 400 TDS for last 6 weeks of the pregnancy should be done. Okay, what if active lesions come in the preterm labor? What is active lesions? Patient comes in a preterm labor, prom. You should go for delivery. Use IV acyclovir if conservative management is followed. Go for delivery. You can go for cesarean section or vaginal delivery too, but both the risk to the patient should be explained already. Okay. Thank you, friends.